Okay. I would like to just demonstrate graphing y equals absolute value of x plus or minus a constant plus or minus a constant. So these are going to be V-shaped, and the example I'm going to use is y equals the absolute value of x minus 10 plus 13. So all of these are going to have a vertex. That vertex is going to be the bottom of the V. Okay, that's my vertex. Okay. So, the vertex is where the argument of the absolute value expression equals 0. Okay, don't worry about the 13. It has nothing to do with anything yet. Okay, so solve this, and x equals 10. I also need to get the matching y. Y will equal the absolute value of 10 minus 10 plus 13. So that's going to be the absolute value of 0 plus 13. The absolute value of 0 is just 0. So that's 0 plus 13 is 13. So my vertex is 10, 13. I'll go ahead and plot it. 10, 13. Okay, it looks like it may need to be a little further down. Yes, it does. Okay, just a little bit further down. Okay. Okay, so there's my vertex. Next, I'll do the right side. Okay, I'll do the right side of x equals 10. Okay, right side of vertex. X equals 1 up from 10 is 11. Okay, so this would be the right, this would be the left. So right would be x equals 11. Okay, so y will equal the absolute value of 11 minus 10 plus 13. Well, that's going to be the absolute value of 1, because 11 minus 10 is 1. And the absolute value of 1 is 1. So that's 14. So this point will be 11, 14. So 1 over, 1 up. Let me be sure that looks right on camera, on camera. It does. Good. Okay, now because this is going to be symmetrical, to get the left side, I went 1 over, 1 up. So now it's going to be this was 1 over and 1 up. So this would be 1 over and 1 up. 1 over, 1 up from the vertex. 1 over, 1 up from the vertex. Okay. And all I have to do is put that V through. Now let's say you don't see that right away. So I'll go ahead and rewind. We did the vertex. We got 11, 14. Okay. Left. Well, left of 10 would be 9. So y would equal the absolute value of 9 minus 10 plus 13. Okay? That's the absolute value of negative 1 plus 13. The absolute value of negative 1 is 1. So 1 plus 13 is 14. So this would be 9, 14. So 1 over, 1 up. Okay, this is the only example that I'm going to use, but where I show both possibilities, where I show both of those methods. Okay, so let me show you the better method, the shorter method on the next example. Okay, so here's a second example. Y equals the absolute value of x plus 11 minus 8. Do. So the vertex will be where the argument x plus 11 equals 0. Subtract 11, x equals negative 11. So y would equal the absolute value of negative 11 plus 11 minus 8. All right, so that's the absolute value of 0 minus 8. Absolute value of 0 is a 0. 0 minus 8 is negative 8. So the vertex is going to be negative 11, negative 8. So negative 11, negative 8. All right, so I'm going to double check and be sure that that is what I expect, that the camera is showing it on the screen the way I'm expecting. Okay, it looks like it could be a little bit lower. All right, looks about right now. Okay, so that's the vertex. So we're expecting a V shape, so I'll start at the right side. Right side. So right of negative 11 would be negative 10. Okay, that's negative 11, so right of the vertex would be negative 10. So y will equal the absolute value of negative 10 plus 11 minus 8. That's the absolute value of 1 minus 8. The absolute value of 1 is 1. So 1 minus 8 is negative 7. So the right side point is negative 10, negative 7. All right, so negative 10 and negative 7. All right. And it's V-shaped, which means it's going to be symmetric. So the right side was 1 over 1 up. The left side will be 1 over 1 up. And that is it for that example. Okay, I thought I would throw in a more advanced example. Okay, y equals the negative 3 times the absolute value of 2x minus 18. The vertex will be where 2x minus 18 equals 0. So add your 18. And 2x is 18. Divide off 2, divide out the 2, x is 9. So y would equal the absolute value of negative 3 times the absolute value of 2 times 9. Try this again. Y equals negative 3 times the absolute value of 2 times 9 minus 18. Okay, so that'll be negative 3 times the absolute value of 18 minus 18, which is negative 3 times 0. 0. So that would be 9, 0. Okay. Right side. To the right of x equals 9 would be x equals 10. So that's going to be y equals the negative 3 times the absolute value of 2 times 10 minus 18, which would be negative 3 times the absolute value of 20 minus 18, which is negative 3 times the absolute value of 2. Well, the absolute value of 2 is 2. So this is actually going to be negative 6. So this would be 10 negative 6. All right, so I have 10 negative 6. It's negative 5, so that would be negative 6. All right, let me double check that that looks correct on camera. It does. Okay, now remember, these are going to be symmetric. So this was over 1 down 6. This will be over 1 down 6 as well. Over 1 down 6. Down to negative 6. So that's it.